Imagine waking up every 2 hours during the night to check cows for newborn calves. Now think about doing that for 3 straight months until calving season is over. It is not a job everyone can do. It shows the heart it takes to raise cattle. Of all the meats we consume as Americans, beef is ranked at the top of the list. Now knowing that, I think it is important consumers know where their beef comes from. I have helped many of my friends work cattle. I own a few cows myself and also help with my family's cow-calf operation. With the objective of raising quality beef in mind, cattlemen administer all sorts of procedures to keep a healthy herd. Without doubt, proper care and handling of cattle is necessary, not abusive. Procedures such as transportation, vet care, feeding, dehorning, and castration are all procedures that are administered in the cattle business. Truly, these procedures are necessary. First, I would like to talk about the transportation process. Transportation of cattle is said to be really harsh. In fact, according to PETA, which stands for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, animals are hauled for days without food or water. Most of the time, cattle are not hauled longer than 1 day, and more often than not, there is a slaughter plant or sale barn located within a few hundred miles. Evidently, hauling cattle for short distances is not abusive. It is a procedure that has to take place. In addition to distance, the conditions in which they are hauled are also criticized. One group member of PETA stated during an interview, "In the winter, you can imagine if you were in the back of a trailer that's wide open and the wind chill factor is minus 50 degrees and that trailer is going 50 to 60 miles per hour. Consequently, as a result of cold weather, holes in the trailer are plugged to warm it up, as well as bedded with straw or wood chips. As you can see, a cattle owner tries to make his cattle as comfortable as possible. In return, the more comfortable cattle are, the more the owner will benefit when he or she sells them." Along with transportation, feedlot procedures are heavily condemned. These cattle are the owner of the feedlot's source of income. The outcome of his or her cattle determines whether they can keep the business going or whether they have to sell in that. Based on that, it is safe to say that the best interests of the cattle are seen by the owner, whether it is vet care or the type of feed. For instance, sickness and injury are treated differently based on the degree of the issue. The animal is not simply shoved through a squeeze chute and pumped with antibiotics. The cattle will not gain weight under these harsh circumstances. Consequently, if the problem is too big for the owner, the vet is going to get a call to take care of the problem. According to Brian Blaze, a family friend and large feedlot operator in Hortville, Nebraska, he states, "We do everything in our power to take care of our cattle, whether it be giving them a shot ourselves or calling the vet." He adds, "The numbers are too tight to lose cattle. These owners go out of their way day in and day out." In addition to vet care, the type of feed is also a very important variable in the finishing process. The finishing process, in short, is a process in which you feed cattle for roughly 18 months with the objective of them peaking in size, then taken to a slaughterhouse. With that being said, another PETA member stated, "Imagine your worst case of gastritis that never goes away. That is the probable result from finishing cattle." Despite this claim, a finishing ration consists of the top-of-the-line feed products. The ingredients typically are ground hay, alfalfa, corn silage, and wet or dry distiller's grains, which are byproducts of an ethanol plant, and a source of protein. This is a bag of dry distillers, and as you can see, it is very fine, which makes it easier for the animal to digest. Furthermore, the first objective for the owner is to grow the calves. They are not pushed for gain to the point where they die from liver abscesses. The producer spends hundreds of dollars per animal to feed it. Does it seem logical to buy feed that will harm the cattle? The answer is no. Therefore, the farmer is going to buy feed that is going to put weight on the cattle in a healthy manner. The feeding process and the products used, in short, is necessary. Certain procedures are necessary to benefit both the producer and consumer. Dehorning, for example, is crucial for cattle living in close quarters. As the calf grows, it learns how to use its horns on other cattle. This can cause injury to the other cattle. The best way to dehorn a calf is simply to burn the horns off within a few months after the calf is born. There is no bloodshed, and the risk of them using their horns as a weapon is eliminated. For this purpose, dehorning is absolutely necessary for the safety in a cattle operation. In addition to dehorning, another procedure that is frowned upon by animal rights activists is castration. Many of these people believe it is cruel to the animal to go through this procedure. On the other hand, according to South Dakota State University, steers are safer to have around than bulls. Also, these fixed males called steers simply just have better tasting meat. There are two ways to castrate: pinching, in which I have in my hand here, and surgically removing. Pinching at a young age is more beneficial because there is no blood loss, no infection, and it is safer for the owner. Pinching is just simply crushing the tube. The testicle actually remains intact. South Dakota State University states that the disadvantages of surgical castration include the pain the calf experiences from testicle removal and severe blood loss. In short, the cattle industry has developed ways to complete the same objective while making it easier on the animal. Obviously, the owner does not castrate to be abusive to the animal. He or she does it because it keeps other humans and cattle safe. These procedures cattlemen follow, such as transporting, vet care, feeding, dehorning, and castration, are all part of proper caring and handling process that is necessary, not abusive. Next time beef is on the menu, remember all the heart and hard work that a cattleman puts into raising each individual animal, and be appreciative for the people that are willing to conduct all these procedures. Clearly, they are necessary.